Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, it's Tuesday night. One more day of work tomorrow, and then after work tomorrow, I've got about a 4 hour drive ahead of me. Going down to Turlock, if anybody knows where that is, Central Valley here in California, um, to spend Thanksgiving with my wife's family. The wife and kids are already down there. They left with their parents today, so um, here at the house alone, but felt like doing a little whiskey review while I'm kind of taking a break from packing up. Here we are, guys. Wanted to get this on here before I leave tomorrow, and here we are, guys. This is a very special whiskey right here. This is the Willett Family Estate 4 Year Rye, and this whiskey here, guys. I saw it by chance at a local store here in town. I was talking to my buddy Russ out in Texas, and he's a big Willett fan. And he was actually looking to see if we had the bourbon out here. He wanted me to try to review the bourbon, the Willett bourbon version of this, which is not yet available here. But I found this instead, and I still wanted to try it, guys. I'm a big fan of rye. This one here is a little more expensive, a little more than I usually pay for a whiskey. It was right around $55 or so after tax, I think. But wanted to try it out. Willett puts out a very good product. I've never had something from Willett that I was disappointed in, so definitely want to try it out. Once in a while, I'll fork out a little extra money to get something a little special, guys. So I had never had this one before, but seeing it there were only 2 bottles left at the time, so didn't want to pass it up. So here we are, guys. Willett 4 Year Rye Family Reserve. Let's see what we got here. I'll tell you a little bit about this. So, just what it says on the bottle, actually. I don't have a whole lot of information on this one. Willett puts out a lot of special stuff. They have their base product. You guys have seen it in the kind of fancy looking bottle, kind of a big vase looking bottle. This one here kind of stands out. Cool label. Like that label. Nice, it's like a coat of arms there. And it says family estate bottled small batch rye, aged in hand selected white oak barrels for 4 years, hand bottled at cask strength, 55.4% alcohol by volume, 110.8 proof. It just says rare release straight rye whiskey. So, and then nothing on the back, but we know it's 4 years. It'll tell you everything you really need to know right there on the front of the bottle. Distilled, aged, and bottled by the Willett Distillery. So there it is, guys. And as you can see, I've had this bottle for a while now, but I've enjoyed it quite a bit, and it's definitely, I know we're gonna do a review here, but it's definitely one that I don't want to call it a daily sipper because it's it's a little more expensive than that for me. But it's one to bring out for special occasions. This one I want to say I've had this for close to a couple months now. And every once in a while, I'll take it out of the cabinet and it's been really good, guys. So let's take a look at this. And 4 years old, nice medium amber color. It's got good stick to the glass, definitely, guys. Nice thick whiskey here. Let's give it a nose. And of course, guys, right there on the nose, that rye hits you pretty good. The rye pretty strong there. It's got a nice caramel note to it, kind of a brown sugar type note, kind of a vanilla note to it as well. Get some oak. Get a bit of a dark fruit note there. Let's give it a taste. And this is one, guys, again, 110.8 proof. Um, the spice plus that high proofing, one that's going to make you pucker a little bit. It has a tendency to kind of dry your mouth out a bit. But it's on the palate, guys. If you like spicy whiskeys, spicy rye whiskeys, this is for you. This may be the spiciest whiskey I've ever had. It is very, very spicy. You got the black pepper type note coming out. Of course, that rye bread, almost like, a good pastrami sandwich on rye bread. That rye is very, very strong. You get a bit of a mintiness as well with this rye. All kinds of spice. I'm taking another sip. All kinds of spice, as I said. Anywhere from rye bread. I wouldn't say it has a brininess to it. It's got a little bit of that sawdust type note to it. I shouldn't say past briny, but it kind of bypasses briny. I would not, some of the ryes out there, you get kind of almost like a pickle juice type note to it. Not this one. I get a bit of a, as I said, sawdust note. It's got that minty note, definitely. There's a bit of, if anybody likes ginger, I really enjoy ginger root. It's got a bit of a ginger root type note to it too. Just all kinds of spice in this one. You get your, your classic clove and cinnamon type notes to it. It's just pulling spice from everywhere, guys. All kinds of spice in this one. As I said, probably the spiciest whiskey I've reviewed on this channel. I'm thinking of all the ryes I've reviewed in the past. Some of the higher proof ones, like Pikesville. Pikesville, to me, I don't know what the mash bill is on this one. Can only find that it says at least 51% rye. Not sure what the mash bill is on Pikesville. But of course, it has to be at least 51% rye to be considered a rye whiskey. But Pikesville, to me, when I think of Pikesville, it has more of a bourbon type quality to it, with some good rye notes to it. This one here, this one's more of a almost a pure type of rye whiskey to me. I've had some very high rye mash bill whiskeys in the past. And this one here is just rye through and through with just a touch of those bourbon notes. Just a touch of the, caramel and brown sugar, vanilla type notes to it. With just a ton of spice, as I keep on saying. If you like spicy whiskeys, this is definitely for you. I'm going to take another sip, and we'll score, guys. For a 4-year-old whiskey, this also has quite a bit of oak to it. If you guys like oak, kind of oaky whiskeys, spicy rye whiskeys, it's got like and I've described whiskeys, you guys have heard other reviewers describe whiskeys as having kind of a wood spice. Some whiskeys having a wood spice to them. This one is definitely that. It has all those spicy notes, and then it has that oak, and that oak kind of goes back into having its own spice. That's the best way I can describe it. Just like, just an oak spice. Very, very good though. And I know I said I was gonna give it a score right now, but this one, it is a little bit hot. It's 110.8 proof, guys. A little bit hot. And with that spice, I just want to add a drop of water to see if it changes this at all. And I have not done that before with this one. So it was kind of like just right before this review that I thought, hey, let's see what a drop of water does to it. So here we go, guys. Don't want to add much, but a bit. That's it. All right. So, and again, I think I said this one was about $55 out the door, $55 or so. Don't usually spend that much, guys. Not that it's a lot, but it's a lot for me. There are so many good whiskeys out there for a lot less. But you got to treat yourself once in a while, and this is definitely the case with this one. So, see what we got here, guys. A little bit of water. Brought out the sweetness a little bit more. The spice is still there, but a little more subdued. I get the oakiness a little bit more. I'm just getting more of a straight rye spice now. Before it was, as I said, all kinds of spice coming through there with mintiness, clove and cinnamon. But yeah, now it's just more of a straight rye spice. Let's take a sip. And I actually like what that little drop of water did to this one. A lot of whiskeys I don't mess with, guys, because, I like the way, I like tasting the whiskey the way it probably was in the barrel or as close to it. But the water, I liked it before the water, but the water does do some good things for this one. Kind of takes it down a little notch. It was pretty, I'd like to think I'm a fairly experienced whiskey drinker. I love rye, love high proof whiskeys, but it was a little up there, just between that spice and the higher proof. It was up there for me. I was like, wow, it's full of flavor, but it's a little warm, but now I feel like it toned it down just enough to where it's like, okay, this will be bearable for more people. I can get a little bit more, I think, out of this with a little drop of water. Yeah, a little more of that sweetness. Still have the spice there, as I said, but you get more of that caramel and brown sugar, a little bit more of that vanilla, a little bit more of the fruit in there as well. That cherry kind of note comes through. Also a plum type note. I don't know if anybody out there has ever had plum wine, guys. I've had plum wine. I live here in wine country. We don't have a whole lot of plum wine out here, but I have had plum wine made locally out here, and it's got a bit of that to it as well. So the fruit notes, the spice notes, those sweet bourbon notes come through a little bit more with a drop of water. So guys, very enjoyable no matter how you want to drink it, with a drop of water, without. If you guys want to mix it, I feel kind of guilty sometimes mixing the whiskeys I spent a little more money on, $50+ but this one I'm sure would make a good Manhattan, probably a good old fashioned. There's a lot of things you could probably do with this, if you're willing to. But it's a very good whiskey overall, guys. Very good whiskey. I'm going to take one more sip and give it a score. I like the oakiness to it too. The oakiness comes through a little bit more after the water as well. And I'm going to give this whiskey, it doesn't sound like that high of a score, especially for, I think I'd give it a higher score if I didn't pay the $55 out the door for it. If I had paid $40 to $45 out the door, I'd be somewhere in the low 90s, guys. But because I paid a little bit more, it's still a very good whiskey. I really enjoy rye whiskey. Really enjoy this one here, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a lower score than that. Not a low score, but just got to drop it down a few points. So I'm going to give this one an 88 out of 100. I think 88 is a good score for this. Still a very reasonable, very good score for this. It's a great whiskey. It really is. But I don't know. I think $55 is a little steep for it personally. Pikesville around here is Pikesville Rye is one of my favorite rye whiskeys that I've ever had. Just really suits my palate, and that one around here is about $42 or so, $43. And I think it's right up there with this one. If this one was down around that price, probably be more of a up around 90 or higher. So that's it, guys. Willett Family Estate 4-year rye gets an 88 out of 100, and that's it for now. Looking forward to getting back on here with you guys soon. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, guys. Between I call it's all the F's. Family, food, and football. It's just a great day. No matter if it's with my family, with my wife's side of the family, I always have a great time. I'm looking forward to getting that drive out of the way tomorrow, though. 4 hours, a little more time than I want to spend on the road after a work day, but oh well. Looking forward to it, guys. I hope you all have a great one, and looking forward to the comments, and I hope to talk to you all soon. That's it for now, guys. Hope you all have a great night, and until next time, cheers.